rainforest can be filled with scary creatures, so let's look at terrifying creatures discovered in the Amazon rainforest that scientists cannot explain. Starting off with the poison dart frog. There are over 175 known species of poison dart frogs, and they are easily recognizable by their brightly colored skin, as the different species come in a rainbow of colors, including blue, yellow, red, green, golden, and black. The strawberry poison dart frog is one of the species' most poisonous members, and it has a bright red body with blue legs. The golden poison dart frog is also especially dangerous and has enough toxins to end the life of over 20,000 mice. Now, it is also the largest of the poison dart frog species. Now, these colors are a warning sign to the potent toxins secreted through their skin, lethal to many predators. Although these frogs are carnivores, they mainly consume insects like ants and termites. They luckily are not large enough to target people. Next on our list is the black caiman. The black caiman is the largest predator in the Amazon basin, with some exceeding 16 feet in length and 1,000 pounds in weight. The black caiman has a dark greenish black coloration as an adult, and in some individuals the pigmentation can appear almost jet black, hence their name. This apex predator, a crocodilian reptile, primarily hunts fish, reptiles, and sometimes large mammals. Females build nests along riverbanks, intently guarding their eggs until they hatch. Now, despite being a key species in maintaining their ecological balance of aquatic life, their numbers have declined due to hunting for their skin. This species was classified as endangered in the 1970s. Not to mention that the black caiman holds a strong cultural value for indigenous communities, who often revere the creature as a spiritual symbol of strength and ferocity. Moving on to the bullet ant. The bullet ant lives in large colonies that have developed a well-defined hierarchy. Small workers tend to internal labors, while larger members forage and defend, and everything ultimately revolves around the queen bullet ant, who is tasked with producing viable colony eggs. As the species is predominantly found in the lowlands of the rainforest, bullet ants contribute to the environment by aiding in seed dispersal and soil aeration. Now, the bullet ant sting is so painful that it's often compared to being shot, hence the name. The sting's venom contains a neurotoxin called ponotoxin, which causes intense pain lasting up to 24 hours. In some cases, the pain is accompanied by a fever, nausea, and temporary paralysis of the affected limb. Now, fun fact, certain indigenous groups use these ants in initiation rituals, such as when boys around the age of 12 subject themselves to many stings for periods as long as 10 minutes. Now, I understand it's a ritual, but ouch. Coming up is the Brazilian wandering spider. As one of the most venomous spiders in the world, the Brazilian wandering spider poses a significant danger due to its potent venom. This venom can cause excruciating pain and, in rare cases, may lead to death. Now, thankfully, there is an anti-venom, which makes death unlikely. Guinness World Records has previously named the Brazilian wandering spider the world's most venomous spider multiple times. Now, while their bites are powerful and painful, their bites are a means of self-defense, and only done if they are provoked intentionally or by accident. Notably, the spider engages in nocturnal hunts, actively pursuing insects, amphibians, and small mammals like mice. Now, the females of the species exhibit a protective nature, guarding their egg sacs and nurturing their young spiderlings. Physically, these spiders are easily recognizable by their large size and distinctly hairy bodies. Now, Brazilian wandering spiders also tend to sprint and pounce on their prey. Now, if that's what they do, I would not want to be close to one at all. Up next is the bull shark. Many experts consider the bull shark the world's most dangerous shark, and it's grouped with great whites and tiger sharks as the three species most likely to attack humans. They can grow up to 7 to 11 feet and weigh anywhere from 200 to 700 pounds. Now, the bull shark can live in both salt and fresh water, and the bull shark is aggressive and territorial and tends to inhabit shallow waters. It has been recorded in 69 unprovoked attacks on humans, but researchers believe the numbers may be higher because of the lack of easily identifiable markings. So if you see a shark in the Amazon rainforest, I think it's best just to stay away from it. Now we have the Amazonian giant centipede. The Amazonian giant centipede are extremely aggressive and venomous insects. They can grow up to be 12 inches long, and they feed on almost anything they know that they can kill. They mostly live under wood, bark, and tropical forest leaf litter. Now they can sometimes also be found sheltering in caves. Now these animals have a unique bat hunting technique. They linger on the walls of caves to ambush a victim, then grasp the ceiling with their hind legs and lunge at their prey. And let me just say, that sounds absolutely terrifying. Now their venom is also toxic to humans too. Severe pain, fatigue, chills, and swelling are common symptoms. Now these animals are primarily nocturnal, and as they emerge at night, these animals will rarely interact with humans, and there's only ever been one confirmed death from a centipede bite, as in 2014 a young boy in Venezuela was bitten by a centipede that had been lurking in a soda can. He was rushed to the hospital, but his condition rapidly worsened and he died. Thankfully though, this is rare, but I would still stay away from this animal at all costs. Moving on to the green anaconda. The Amazon has a lot of dangerous snakes, but the green anaconda is one of the worst there is. The green anaconda can grow up to 30 feet and weigh over 550 pounds, making it the largest snake in the world. Green anacondas generally live in tropical rainforests and tend to prefer shallow, slow-moving waters such as streams, rivers, and flooded grasslands. They spend most of their time in the water, but they are also found on land in thick vegetation, often in trees. As members of the boa family, green anacondas are non-venomous constrictors. They use their strong jaws to capture their prey, then use their muscular bodies to suffocate the prey before swallowing it whole. Like most snakes, they can detach their jaws to swallow prey much larger than themselves, though they are careful to weigh the risk of injury with large prey. Now these animals have slow metabolisms, and with the exception of breeding females, only need to eat once every few weeks. Now green anacondas hide in the waters of the Amazon River and are swift to strike prey. They can eat animals as large as jaguars, wild pigs, and even theoretically humans. Next up is the vampire bat. Now this name is somewhat misleading, as seldom do vampire bats strike people and consume their blood. But given the ability of domestic livestock, they largely eat it, along with some wild creatures and fowl. For roughly half an hour, the bat consumes the blood of their victims, and despite not sucking that much blood to end the life of their hosts, their bites can nevertheless spread sickness and terrible ailments. Unfortunately though, these species transfer a rabies virus to humans if contacted. In the past 10 years, many residents in rainforest settlements have been claimed to be bitten by bats, and like most bats, vampire bats are nocturnal, spending the daylight hours roosting in hollow trees, caves, mines, and even abandoned buildings in colonies that can be more than 1,000 members strong, and that just sounds horrifying. Now let's discuss piranhas. There are more than 20 species of piranha in the Amazon River alone, which is crazy. They're typically between 6 and 13 inches long, but some species can be up to 2 feet in length. Now the weight of the fish doesn't usually exceed 6.6 pounds. They have a recognizable jaw shape with large jaw muscles that are connected to the jaw tip, which makes it protrude slightly. The teeth of this fish are razor sharp and serrated, which makes them very adept at quickly tearing flesh. Surprisingly, these animals are not aggressive, and they eat animals as well as plants. Their diet includes fish, snails, plants, seeds, and fruit. Now if a mammal or bird falls into piranha-filled waters, these fish will feast on them as a group, but that isn't their day-to-day routine. Now there's no global data on how many of these fish are left in the world, and they are not listed as threatened or endangered, as new species are still being discovered. The good news is you can swim safely near piranhas in the Amazon River, but I'd say do so at your own risk. And last on our list is the electric eel. Known as the numb fish in some parts of the world, the electric eel isn't a true eel. Now this freshwater fish resides predominantly in the Amazon, even though the larvae float to New Zealand as they hatch. Typically growing to a length of 8 feet or more, the electric eel varies in size until it is an adult, eventually reaching about 45 pounds. The bony body of the fish keeps it from offering much meat in electric dishes, but their exclusivity creates high demand. land. Along the bottom of its body, the eel has multiple organs to set off each electric shock when they need to attack in the water. The organs that set off the electric shock are the main electrical organ, Hunter's organ, and the Sachs organ are responsible for producing 1+ amps. Now each attack releases 1+ amps, which is why there are no consistent predators. After all, 1 or 2 amps alone are enough to induce a severely painful shock. They can release an electrical charge up to 860 volts, making them the premier natural generator of electricity in nature. While the shock from an electric eel may not be enough to end the life of a person, a shock can incapacitate a person long enough that they may drown. Death by electric eels has been reported, so it's best to stay out of their habitat. Well, that's all for our list of the terrifying creatures discovered in the Amazon rainforest that scientists cannot explain. Which animal do you think is the scariest? Let us know in the comments down below, and we'll see you next time.